I've been a video editor for a good amount of time now, and as a professional video editor, there's been a bunch of things I've had to learn and develop so I can become a well-rounded video editor. But for today, I want to talk about 3 things that I wish I've worked on a lot more and embraced early on in those early days of me becoming a video editor. The first thing I want to talk about is motion graphics. Motion graphics is one of those things where I was really scared to kind of mess with and learn because I always thought that it wasn't my job as a video editor. And to be honest, After Effects was really scary for me. I really didn't like opening After Effects. Even when I had templates that I had to use, I was very hesitant to even use After Effects. Even though I'm still in the basic early stages of motion graphics, I still feel like what I've learned has developed my game so much. Like what you get from templates, it's so limited. If you don't understand the concepts that they're doing or how they're doing it, it's going to be very difficult to change and manipulate things. And once you understand how people make certain things and how to animate in After Effects, there's so much you can do, because now you can do logo animations, you can do text animations, you can do lower thirds, and there's just so much that you can do. So when a client comes to me and says, hey, I want you to replicate this graphic, and maybe they're showing me a video, right, and it's baked into that video, so I can't just grab it and manipulate it. Because I know what they did, and because I know how to do that, I can just go ahead and say, yeah, I can do that. And then now you stand out. Being able to grab a client's logo, and if they don't have an animation for it, being able to quickly animate that, they're gonna see that effort, and it's really gonna benefit you. So the second thing is gonna be hand in hand with motion graphics, and that's learning design. A good motion graphic kind of video or template, it's always gonna start with a good design. So if you can understand design, it's gonna benefit you so much. Learning about colors, learning about fonts, learning about textures, and little animations that you could do that all develop from good design. So if you can understand the concepts of design, you're gonna be able to be leagues ahead of other people that are not thinking about that. Third one, and stepping away from graphics, is don't just edit in one style. I was guilty of this when I first started. I shot everything super serious, and I had this one unique style that I wanted to capture. I always wanted to capture an emotion. I've always wanted to use a certain style of music, like this alternative rock, kind of more serious tone. Having a personal style that stands out for your personal projects is amazing, and you should have that. But working with different clients, they're not always gonna want that style. They're not always just gonna want something serious. And my excuse to that was, well, if they're hiring me for my style. But if you really want to be a well-rounded editor, if you want to work with as many people as possible and find different companies that are making amazing stuff and want to work with them, you got to embrace their styles, because the client's going to want to come to you and they want to replicate their style, their company, their branding. And you got to be open to that. You got to be able to embrace that. So be quirky, be fun. You should be able to talk to your client and understand what tones you're going for, and then you should be able to implement that into your work. The music, the color grading, the graphics, the colors you use for the graphics all contribute to one tone, and you should be able to understand what it is that the client's going for and replicate that, right? I used to be just serious. Now I've done some fun stuff, some quirky stuff, and I'm happy about those projects. So there's so many different aspects about video editing that obviously cannot fit into a short video. Is a whole world, and I'm still learning so much because I'm just early in this professional field of video editing. But these are just a few things that I wish I had worked on more in the beginning, because I worked on so many other aspects that are also important, but these are some of the things that are really making me stand out now, and I wish I had more years of experience with these things. So I hope that helped. I hope you get something out of this, and hope to see what you make. Happy filmmaking.